Hello and welcome back to another video. It's Sunday the 6th of October and I'm in Iwakuni. I mention the date because it's important in a way. Because yesterday, the 5th of October, JR West started a new service. Not a new train service, but a new service offered on existing trains. The service is called Ureseat, which is basically ureshi, which means happy, and seat. This so-called happy seat service is basically just a reserved seat service for normal trains. Anyway, I thought I'd come and see what the new service is like, whether the trains are special in any way, if there are any extra services other than the reserved seats. Whatever, I don't know. That's what I'm here to find out. There are two services on weekends with the special seat service at 3:39 and 4:39. I'm on the 4:39 train, but I'm here early enough to see the 3:39 train. I have to say it does seem a little bit strange to have two reserved seat trains late on a weekend afternoon, but I'm sure there must be a reason for that. Anyway, the station information signs have details about the service, and also at the location where you can get on the reserved seat part of the train, there are signs on the platform itself. It seems that only one half of a carriage is actually reserved seats. Anyway, this is the 15:39 train coming in, so we should be able to see if there's anything special about the carriages. Certainly, at first glance, there doesn't seem to be anything special about the train, which I'm assuming means that the Ureseat service is literally just a reserved seat. Anyway, magically, it's 1 hour later now, and my train, the 16:39 train to Hiroshima, is due fairly soon. The half of the carriage with reserved seats is right at the very back of the train, so I'm going to walk down there now. So it's about 4:30 on a Sunday afternoon, and maybe that's why there are not many people on the station. I had sort of wondered whether the new service might attract a crowd of railway enthusiasts, but at the minute there's no one. Anyway, I'm going to get on the train, I think. And this is the Ureseat part of the train, the reserved part. The only thing that seems to be different from the rest of the train is that curtain thing separating the reserved seats from the non-reserved seats. Oh, and there's a sticker in the window too. By the way, there are 20 seats that can be reserved, and at 15:38, so a minute before departure, I count 14 people in the seats. So that's not bad. I think it's fair to say that most of them are in fact railway enthusiasts, so presumably they're here, like me, to sample the new service. Anyway, let me talk a little bit more about the service. At present, there are only 3 Ureseat trains. There's a train at 6:48 in the morning on weekday mornings, and then there are the 2 trains I spoke about earlier, at 15:39 and 16:39 on weekend afternoons. All 3 services travel between Iwakuni and Hiroshima. There are no return services with reserved seats, which to me seems rather strange. The reservation costs 530 yen, or 300 yen if you get a ticketless reservation. Given that the train journey from Iwakuni to Hiroshima is only 770 yen, that seems quite expensive to me, I have to say. The second thing is that I can't quite understand why there's only 1 train on weekdays, but then 2 trains on weekend afternoons. I could understand the morning service because there are plenty of commuters, But the late afternoon weekend services don't seem to make any sense to me. Certainly, while there are quite a few people in the reserved seat part of the train now, the rest of the train seems to be fairly empty. Still, I'm assuming that the 3 trains which are running now are nothing more than really a trial, and that if it's successful, the service will be extended to more trains. I also hope it will be extended to the section between Hiroshima and Saijo, because that would be far more useful for me. In the end though, I'm not sure really how successful this service is going to be. I can't see regular commuters paying an extra 300 yen a day to use a reserved seat every day of the week. So that probably means that the service is primarily for occasional travellers. Or maybe there'll be some sort of reserved seat season ticket, which would presumably make the reservation fee much cheaper. If it cost, let's say, 100 yen a day to reserve a seat instead of the current 300 yen at least per day, then I could see myself maybe paying that to guarantee a seat on the way to work every day. To be honest, I don't really know, but I do think that as a trial, it's a good idea. I think if this trial is successful and then the service can be expanded to, first of all, more trains, but then secondly, more routes, including from Hiroshima rather than just to Hiroshima, then potentially it could be quite successful. It may, in time, even become successful enough to justify its own special carriages, like the special rapid express services between Himeji and Osaka and Kyoto. But in the end, all of that is in the future. For now, we're just going to have to see how successful the service proves to be. I think that if I were a commuter and I was forced to stand between Iwakuni and Hiroshima, which is about 40 minutes, every morning, then my point of view might be different to someone like me now, who just uses the train on an occasional basis. As I say, we'll just have to wait and see how things turn out. But presumably JR did do some sort of market research before they introduced this service. Would you use this paid reservation service? Please do leave a comment to let me know what you think about it, and whether, for example, 300 yen per journey is too much. I look forward to seeing your comments. Anyway, thank you as ever for watching, and I do hope to see you again in another video very soon. But for now, goodbye.